Not that long ago, if you wanted to run a real digital marketing business, you needed a team. And I mean a real team, actual people you had to find, hire, manage, and pay every single month. A writer, because somebody has to write the posts, a designer, because somebody has to make them look good, a video editor, somebody to schedule everything across all the platforms. And ideally, somebody checking the work before it goes out the door so you don't publish something embarrassing. I have all five of those roles filled in my business right now, every single one. But here's the thing, I never hired a single person. I hired AI employees. They work every day in my voice, under my rules, and they don't call in sick. The only human in the building is me. And my job, my actual day to day job, it takes three words to describe. I decide, I approve, I press publish. Now I know how that sounds. So, over the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to walk you through the entire business, every piece of it, how the pieces talk to each other, and the exact order I'd build it in if I were starting today from zero with nothing. Grab a coffee. Let's do this properly. Hey, I'm Josée. I help everyday people build AI powered digital businesses without the tech overwhelm and without the hype. And I want to be upfront about something before we start. Everything you're going to see today is my real business, not a demo I built for this video, not theory from somebody else's course. My actual pages, my actual systems, running on my actual screen. You can go look at my feed right now and see every piece of this working in public. Now, because this is the foundation video, the big one, I want to give you the whole map up front so you always know where we are and where we're going. Here's everything we're covering today. First, the shift. Something changed in the last couple of years, really changed, and it's the reason one person can now do what used to take a whole marketing team. If you only understand one thing from this video, I want it to be this one, because everything else is built on top of it. Second, the business itself, because tools are useless without a business to run. We'll talk about what a one person digital marketing business actually sells and the three different ways you can get paid, including one that most people have never had explained to them honestly, where you don't have to create anything yourself. Then, the heart of the video, the four jobs my AI employees do for me every single day. Finding proven content ideas so I never stare at a blank page. Creating the actual content in my voice with my face under my rules. Checking everything before the world ever sees it and publishing it everywhere while I'm off living my life. And at the end, and please stay for this part, because this is where it becomes real for you, I'm going to lay out your first 30 days, day by day, week by week. What to build, in what order, so that a month from now, you're not still thinking about this, you're running it. That's the map. Let's start with the shift. Okay, so for about 20 years, having a digital marketing business meant living in one of two stories, and honestly, both of them hurt. Story one, you do everything yourself. You write the post at night, you fight with the design tool on the weekend, you learn video editing off YouTube tutorials at midnight, you copy paste everything into five different apps, and somewhere around month three, you burn out. Not because you're lazy, because no single human being was ever supposed to be five departments at once. Story two, you hire people, a writer here, a designer there, maybe a virtual assistant, and now you're not burned out. You're broke because good people cost real money every month, whether the business made money that month or not. For 20 years, those were your options, burn out or burn money. That's it. That was the menu. That's over. And I want to explain exactly why it's over. Because this is the part most people still haven't caught up to in. AI like Claude, and I'm talking about today's Claude, not the chatbot you maybe tried 2 years ago and gave up on. Isn't a toy anymore. It reads your files, it remembers your business from conversation to conversation, it produces finished work, and I need to stress that word finished, not suggestions. Not here are some ideas for your post, an actual completed, ready to publish file sitting in your folder. And when you correct it, it learns. It genuinely gets better every single week you work with it. Stop and think about what I just described. Something that does the work, remembers your business, and improves with feedback. That is not a tool anymore. That's an employee. It's just an employee that doesn't need a salary, doesn't need benefits, and works at 3 in the morning without complaining. But, and here's the part almost nobody explains properly, there's a right way and a wrong way to use it. And the difference is everything. The wrong way is what most people do. They open a chat and ask for help. Write me an Instagram caption. And what do they get? Something generic, something that sounds like everyone else on the internet. Because that's exactly what it is, the internet's average. So they rewrite half of it themselves sigh, and conclude AI is overrated. Sound familiar? Maybe you've done exactly this I did too at the start. The right way is completely different. You don't ask for help, you give it a job. You sit down one time, just one time, and you teach it your brand. This is my voice. These are my colors. This is my audience. This is what I never say. These are my rules. You save all of that as its permanent training. And from that day forward, you say four words, create my next post, and it already knows everything. It doesn't need instructions anymore. It just executes. And honestly, this is why I've stopped thinking in terms of courses altogether. Can we talk about courses for a second? Because you've probably heard the infamous number somewhere around 97% of people who buy an online course never finish it. 97%. And for years, everybody blamed themselves. I just didn't follow through. I'm not disciplined enough. No, it was never about your work ethic. The old model fails for four very specific, very fixable reasons. Look at these. The video mountain, you buy a course and get 120 videos with no order made for you. Your situation, your niche. So you watch four ends round. Generic advice, the same answer for every single student. Whether you're a fitness coach or selling digital planners, no next move. You finish a module, you feel productive, and then you sit there thinking, okay, but what do I actually do right now, today? And amnesia, my personal favorite. Every new chat, every new tool, every new week starts from zero. Nothing remembers you. Nothing remembers what you built last month. It's like pushing the same rock up the same hill every single day, forever. That model is broken. It was always broken. So now hold that picture in your mind and compare it to this. Courses give you videos. This gives you employees. Courses forget you exist the moment you close the tab. This remembers everything about your business and it's sharper tomorrow than it was today. Courses teach, this builds with you. Information is free now. All of it, everything you could ever want to know is a search away. And it has been for years, and yet here we all are. Because information was never the missing piece. What you couldn't get until now was a team that does the heavy end of the work around the clock and never forgets a single thing you've taught it. You're not collecting information anymore, you're hiring. I run my whole business on this model. Claude has what I call a brain file for my business. One document that knows who I serve, what I sound like, what I believe, what I refuse to say. Every AI employee I use reads that brain first before it touches anything. That's why nothing comes out generic. Everything starts from my business, not from the internet's average. And here's the part that honestly still amazes me. It keeps growing on its own. Everything writes back to the brain. Every correction I make, every post that performs, every new rule I add, it remembers all of it. So month one, it's good. Month six, it's really good. Month 12, it knows my business better than a brand new human hire ever could. Think about that. Every employee you've ever heard of walks out the door at 5 o'clock with everything they learned that day. Mine doesn't. Mine never forgets, and it gets smarter every single week. So let me give you the honest split of the work because I want to set your expectations correctly. Two numbers, remember these two numbers, 90 and 10. The AI employees do the heavy end, roughly 90% of the work, the research, the writing, the building, the analyzing, and they do it while you think. That's the detail I love most. While you're deciding what's next, the work is already happening. Your 10%, and hear me, because your 10% is not optional, is the part only a human can do. You decide, you approve, you press publish. That's the whole job description. Not learn graphic design, not become a copywriter, not figure out video editing. Decide, approve, press publish. Oh, and one more piece, because people always miss this one. The AI isn't just your employees, it's also your coach. When you're stuck, and you will get stuck, everyone does. You don't go dig through 100 videos hoping one of them covers your situation. You ask, and it walks you through the next step. Apply to your niche, your voice, your offer, step by step, never generic. It never leaves the room. The business, what you actually sell, three ways errors. All right, AI employees are wonderful, but employees need something to sell. So let's slow down and talk about what a one person digital marketing business actually is, because I've watched so many beginners get completely lost right here. And it's usually because nobody ever explained the simple version. Strip everything away, and this business is three things, just three: an audience, people with a problem you understand, an offer, something that genuinely solves that problem, and a system that connects the two every single day. That's it. That's the whole business. Everything else, the tools, the platforms, the content, is just those three things wearing different outfits. The system part, the daily engine that brings your audience and your offer together. That's what your AI employees run. We'll spend the whole middle of this video there. But first, the offer. What do you actually sell? Because there are three ways to get paid in this business, and I want to walk you through all three honestly, including the parts that are hard, because my audience knows I don't do hype. Lane one, you sell your own product, you know something, people want to learn, you've got experience, a skill, a story, and your AI employees help you build it into a real product, a course, a guide, a paid community. And look, this is the strongest lane long term. It's your knowledge, your name, your asset. Nobody can take it from you. But I'll be straight with you. It's the slowest to start because you have to build the thing before you can sell the thing. Lane two, affiliate. You don't own a product at all. You find products that are already proven, that you actually believe in, and you get paid for building the bridge between them and the people who need them. No product creation, nothing to support. Honestly, it's the fastest way to learn this entire game because you get to practice audience building and trust building without the pressure of your own product on your back. And lane three, the one most people have never had explained to them properly. White label licensing, here's the idea. There are complete, finished, already proven digital products out there that you can license and sell under your own brand. Your name on it? Think about a franchise for a second. When someone opens a franchise restaurant, do they invent the menu? Recipe test everything from scratch? No. The product is proven, they focus on running the location. White label is that without the building lease, you skip product creation entirely and go straight to the marketing, which conveniently is exactly the thing your AI employees are best at. Now, let me put on my serious voice for a second because this matters to me. None of these lanes, none of them, are money while you sleep. I need you to hear that. Every single one is a real business. The AI carries the heavy end, yes, but you still show up. You still decide, you still do your 10% every day. If anyone ever promises you passive riches with none of your involvement, close the tab. I mean it. That's not this. And I'd rather tell you the truth in minute 8 then have you find out the hard way in month 3. Meet the AI employees plus job 1. Never guess what to post a demo. Okay, now the fun part. Let me actually introduce you to my team because these aren't hypothetical made up for YouTube examples. Every name I'm about to show you is a real trained AI employee working in my business right now today. And every single one of them reads my brain file before it touches anything. The viral spotter finds what's already working in my niche so I never guess. The post writer writes in my voice, mine, not the internet's, the image maker. Every branded graphic you've ever seen from me. My photos, my colors, my rules, the real scripter, hooks and scripts, ready to film, compliance safe. The brand reviewer, my editor checks every single thing against my rules before it ships. The scheduler publishes everywhere while I sleep. And the newest hire, the one I'm honestly still a little amazed by, the video editor. It assembled the video you're watching at this exact moment. The slides, the timing, the animations, all of it. 7 employees, 0 payroll. Now let me show you the 4 jobs they run every day in order. Because the order is the system. Job 1, ideas. Here's a question. What's the real reason people quit posting content? It's not laziness. I've watched it happen over and over. It's the blank page, it's sitting down after dinner, opening the app, and having absolutely no idea what to say today. Day after day, that blank page grinds people down until they just stop. Here's what I want you to understand, and it changes everything. Once it clicks, you never have to guess what to post. Never. Because the market is voting publicly every single day on what it wants. Watch how this works. When a creator in your niche normally gets, say, modest engagement, and then one post suddenly explodes way beyond their normal. That's not luck. That is the market raising its hand and saying this topic, this angle. More of this, we call those outliers, and they are the closest thing to a cheat code that exists in content because somebody else already ran the test and paid for the data. So my viral spotter's whole job is finding those outliers across my niche every week automatically. I wake up to a list of proven ideas, and this is the rule that keeps everything honest. You never copy, ever. Copying is theft and it also just doesn't work because the original already exists and it wasn't yours. You take the proof. This topic works, this angle works, and you rebuild it completely with your knowledge, your story, your voice. The idea is market tested, the words 100% mine. That's what the post writer does. It reads the winning post, figures out why it worked, and writes something new from my brain file. My experiences, my rules, proven ideas in, original content out, job one done, and I never once stared at a blank page. Job two, creation. And this is where the employees really earn their keep. Because here's what nobody tells you about content: it's not one job, it's at least four separate jobs. And every one of them used to require either a skill you'd spend years learning or a person you'd pay monthly. There's the writing posts, captions, emails, all of it in my voice because it was trained once from my brain file. There's the design, and every branded image you've ever seen on my pages with my real face and my gold and black look was made by my image maker. My photos, my colors, my fonts, my rules. I actually made a whole video breaking that system down step by step. It's linked below if you want to go deep. There's video reel scripts written hook first, ready to film, and then there's the one that still gets me, the editing itself. The video you're watching right now, Claude assembled it. The animated slides you've been looking at, the timing, the transition synced to my voice. That was my video editor employee. Let that land for a second. The video explaining the system was built by the system. Writing, design, scripting, editing, four skills, four freelancers, four monthly invoices. In the old world, today in my business, it's one brain file and a sentence. And if you're sitting there thinking, sure, Jose, but your stuff looks good because you're creative, no. That's the entire point. I'm not a designer. I've never opened a design program and enjoyed the experience. The quality doesn't come from my talent. It comes from decisions I made once, written down once, and executed perfectly every single day by employees who never get tired and never wing it. Job 3. And listen, if you take exactly one practical thing from this entire video, please let it be this one. Because this is the step everybody skips, and it's the reason automation gets a bad name. Automation without a quality gate is just a faster way to publish mistakes. Think it through with me. If your system can create 20 posts an hour and something in there is wrong, off brand, wrong tone, or in my world, something that breaks my rules, then your fast, shiny system is now spreading that mistake everywhere with your name on it while you're not even looking speed without checking isn't a superpower. It's a problem waiting to happen, a big one with your name on it. So, in my business, nothing. And I mean, nothing goes out without passing through the brand reviewer first. It's a completely separate pass with a separate checklist. Is this my tone? Are any of my banned words in here? Does anything overpromise? And in my niche, the big one, the rule that never bends: no income claims ever. Not mine, not anyone's. That rule gets checked on every single piece, every single day. Why a separate employee for this? Same reason serious writers have editors. The one who created the work is the worst one to check it. They're in love with it, or at least too close to it. Fresh eyes, separate checklist every time. And I'll tell you honestly, it has caught real problems. Things that would have gone out with my name on them. Every catch is either an embarrassment I didn't have to live through or a fix I didn't have to make at 11 o'clock at night. That's why I can automate this much and still sleep. Not because the AI is perfect, it isn't. Because the system assumes it isn't. That's the difference between automation you trust and automation you babysit. Job 4, distribution. Because here's the hard truth: content sitting in a folder earns exactly nothing. You can have the best post in your niche, and if the publishing step depends on you remembering to log into 5 apps every morning, it's going to fall apart the first busy week you have. Not because you're unreliable, because life happens. Here's what this looks like in my business instead: my approved content, already written, already designed, already through the quality gate, gets scheduled across every platform I'm on with. Essentially, one sentence: schedule my week, Facebook, Instagram, threads, all of it. The schedule itself I set up once, weeks ago. I don't open 9 apps, I don't copy and paste a single thing. It just goes every day at the right times, whether I'm working or at the barn. I made a full video on this connection too. It's linked below, and now the question that ties the whole machine together: where does all of this content point? Because content without a destination is just noise. For me, everything points to one place: my free community. That's the front door of my entire business. And I want you to see how clean this funnel is because people way overcomplicate this. Content builds trust. Trust brings people through the front door. And inside is where the actual help and the offer lives. That's it. No webinar maze, no 17-step email sequence, no countdown timers pretending it's urgent. Post every day, point everything at one door, be worth trusting when they walk through it. Objection, but I'm starting from zero. Okay, before I give you the 30-day plan, we need to deal with something. Because I can feel some of you through the screen right now, and I know exactly what you're thinking. Because I hear it more than every other objection combined. José, this all works for you because you already have something. Marketing, you have an audience. I'm starting from zero. I have nothing to sell and nothing to say. I want to take that seriously because it's not a silly objection. It feels completely true from where you're standing. So let me take it apart. Piece by piece, nothing to say. Here's what's actually true. You don't need to show up already knowing everything. Your AI employees research what your niche is already responding to. Remember, the market votes every day and they draft with you. What you bring is judgment and lived experience. That's not nothing. That's the one thing that can be faked. And it grows every week. You'll have more to say than the week before because you'll be in the game instead of watching it. Nothing to sell. That is literally what Lane 3 exists for. White label licensing was practically designed for the person starting from zero, a proven, finished product under your brand while you build your skills and your audience around it. You learn marketing by doing marketing with something real to market from day one. Starting from zero was a real problem. 5 years ago today, the tools carried the heavy end, the products already exist, and the playbook is sitting in front of you. What none of it can replace is your 10%. Showing up, deciding, approving, pressing publish. That part was always going to be you. Who this is for and who it's not for. Now, let me save some of you 10 minutes because I would genuinely rather lose a subscriber than waste your evening. This is for you if you're building a personal brand and you'll actually do the work. Coaches, course creators, affiliate marketers, service providers, and yes, complete beginners. I want to be extra clear about that one because beginners always assume they're the exception. This model was built with you in mind because the AI carries the heavy end while you learn the game. You're not behind, you're actually starting at the best possible time. But this is not for you if you're looking for money while you sleep. I've said it once already and I'll say it again slower. That's not a business, that's a lottery ticket, and I don't sell those. And it's not for you if you won't do your 10%. The employees do the heavy lifting, but nobody can decide for you, approve for you, or press publish for you. If 10% is too much, this isn't your video, and that's genuinely okay. No hard feelings. Still here? Good. I was hoping you would be. Here's your first 30 days. Your first 30 days. So where do you actually start? Like tomorrow morning, coffee in hand. Let me lay out your first 30 days. And I'm giving you a calendar instead of a pep talk on purpose. Because here's what I've learned. The difference between the people who build this and the people who just watch videos about it is never talent. It's a calendar day one. Pick your lane. Your own product, affiliate, or white label. One decision made once. And please don't spend 2 weeks stuck on this choice. You can add lanes later. What you can't do is build 3 at once. Pick the one that fits where you are today and move. Day 2, the 20-minute interview. This is how your brain file gets built. And I love this part because it's so much easier than people expect. You don't sit down and write some corporate brand document from scratch. You have a conversation with Claude. You talk, it asks your niche, your offer, your story, how you talk, what you'd never say, and it writes the brain file from the conversation. 20 minutes once. And from that moment, every AI employee you ever hire already sounds like you. Then week 1, hire exactly one employee, the idea finder, just that one. Let it run for the week and let it show you what your niche is already responding to. Feel what it's like to sit down and not face a blank page. That feeling alone will carry you into week 2. Week 2, add the writer and the image maker. Now proven ideas are becoming finished. On-brand content, your face, your voice. Week 3, add the quality gate and the scheduler. Now it's checked and it publishes on its own. Look at what just happened. The entire daily engine running in 3 weeks, one new hire at a time. That's how you stay in control instead of drowning in setup. And week 4, open your front door. A free community, Or even just one simple page, one place where every piece of content points. Then begin the daily habit that is the actual job. From here on out, decide, approve, publish 30 days. And notice what I did not say. I didn't say finished, I said running. Because it never stops improving after that. Everything writes back to the brain. Remember, month 2 is better than month 1. Month 12 is better than you can currently imagine. That's the whole build. It's not easy, I won't lie to you, but it is simple. Those are different things. And the difference between them is the system. So here's the unglamorous truth, and it's the same truth at the bottom of every video I make. The magic was never the AI. It's genuinely not. The magic is that you make the important decisions once, your lane, your voice, your rules, and then a system repeats those decisions perfectly, every single day at a volume no human being could ever match alone. That's the whole secret. One person really can run an entire business now because the decisions are made and the employees never sleep. If you want help building yours, the brain file, the first employee picking your lane, that's exactly what we do inside my free school community. The link is right below this video. It costs nothing. There's a full free training in there on building an AI-powered digital business from absolute zero, and it's where I actually hang out. Come in, say hi, and tell me which lane you picked. I read those. If this helped you see it, really see it, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe. One real system on a real screen every week. I'm Josée. Go pick your lane.